Welcome to Moroccotastic Podcast. Join us as we explore the beauty and culture of Morocco. Let's dive in.
Okay, ready to dive into something different today.
Always up for a deep dive. What we're looking at?
Well, it's Casablanca, but
Casablanca.
yeah, but not the one you're thinking of.
Not Bogie and Ingrid.
Exactly. We're ditching the trench coats and fedoras, going full color, modern day.
So beyond the movie magic, the real deal.
The real deal, the city as it is now, and it's a fascinating one.
It really is. The sources we're looking at, they emphasize this kind of push and pull.
Push and pull.
Yeah, like this blend of tradition and modernity. It's key to understanding Casablanca, like two sides of the same coin.
Interesting. So where do we even begin with that?
Well, let's start big, really big. The Hassan II Mosque.
The mosque.
Yeah, and this isn't just any mosque. This thing is massive.
Okay, how massive are we talking?
We're talking the tallest minaret in the world, over 200 meters high, and it's built right on the ocean.
On the ocean. Wow, that's got to be something else to see.
Oh, it's incredible, this imposing structure against the backdrop of the Atlantic, the waves crashing.
It's almost like, I don't know, a statement, right? Building something that grand.
Oh, absolutely. It's a deliberate statement, showcasing Morocco's ambition, their national pride.
So it's like saying, hey, world, look at us, we're here, and we're doing things our own way.
Exactly. The Hassan II Mosque is a perfect example of how Casablanca embraces both its faith and its desire for global recognition.
Wow. It's more than just a building, it's a symbol.
A symbol of ambition, of faith, of Morocco's place in the world. But Casablanca doesn't stop there. There's this other side to it.
Another side.
Yeah, I think almost Parisian elegance.
Parisian elegance in Casablanca.
You'd be surprised. We're talking about the city's Art Deco architecture.
Art Deco, interesting.
Picture this. Neighborhoods seemingly frozen in time with these sleek lines and geometric designs.
So like a little bit of Europe right there in Morocco?
Exactly. It's a reminder of Casablanca's years under French rule in the early 20th century, a testament to a bygone era.
But Casablanca isn't frozen in time, is it? So how do those Art Deco districts exist within the modern city?
That's the thing, right? Casablanca's found a way to bridge the old and the new.
Bridge them how?
Preservation. They're putting a lot of effort into preserving these architectural gems.
So they're not tearing it all down for new skyscrapers?
Well, they are growing and evolving, but it's more like they're weaving the new around the old, finding ways to make it all work.
Interesting. It's like honoring the past while still moving towards the future.
Precisely. And this balancing act, it's something you see a lot in Casablanca.
Speaking of a balancing act, our sources describe Casablanca as both a global business hub and a haven for artists.
Oh, it's both. Absolutely. You've got the port, one of the largest artificial ports in the world.
Wow. So it's a massive hub for trade then.
Huge, connecting Africa and Europe. And then you've got Sidi Marouf, the business district, buzzing with finance, tech, the whole 9 yards.
So it's like the New York City of Morocco?
You could say that, but with a twist.
Oh, what's the twist?
It's also got this incredible art scene that's exploding right now. Young artists, tons of energy, transforming these raw industrial spaces into creative hubs.
Wow. So it's like this blend of Wall Street and a cutting-edge art scene all in one.
Yeah, you've got it. And that's what's so fascinating about Casablanca.
It really does sound like a city of contrast.
It absolutely is. You can find a bit of everything there.
Well said. But beyond the buildings and the businesses, what about the soul of the city? What's it like to actually experience the heartbeat of Casablanca?
Well, to truly understand Casablanca, you have to immerse yourself in its energy. And the best place to do that?
The best place.
The Habous Quarter.
The Habous Quarter. What is that exactly?
Think of it as a feast for the senses, a maze of narrow alleys.
Oh, so it's a traditional market then?
It is, but with a twist.
A twist. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, imagine this. You're walking down these narrow streets, the air is thick with the aroma of spices, you see these vibrant textiles everywhere, and the sounds of vendors, it's like this symphony of urban energy.
Wow. Okay, now that sounds like an experience and a half.
Oh, it is. Completely immersive.
Okay, so we've got bustling markets, spices in the air, but what makes this Habous Quarter different from any other market?
That's a good question. See, unlike the older parts of the city, the Habous Quarter was actually built during the French Protectorate.
So it's a bit newer.
Relatively speaking, yeah. And it reflects that blend of Moroccan and European styles.
A physical reminder of that cultural fusion we were talking about.
Exactly. You see those influences woven right into the architecture, the atmosphere. It's all part of what makes it unique.
That's fascinating. It's like a microcosm of Casablanca itself, this blend of influences.
Exactly. And that's just a taste we haven't even gotten into.
Hold on, hold on. Before we move on, all this talk about food and markets has me craving a taste of Morocco. Yeah, let's talk about the food, because it's got to be more than just tagine, right?
Oh, so much more. Oh, the food scene's incredible. It's like its own adventure.
Right. Our sources mention the classics, tagines, couscous, but then there are hints of all these other influences too.
Oh, absolutely. You've got French, Italian, even some Japanese flavors popping up.
Wow, so it's a real mix.
A real melting pot. You can find traditional tagines, slow cook, those amazing spices, or go for a simple couscous. Always a good choice.
Of course. But
But then you can also stumble upon these pasta dishes with a Moroccan twist, or even sushi places with a local spin.
you're kidding.
Nope. It's all part of Casablanca's diverse culinary landscape.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, I have to ask, because you know me, I love a good contrast.
Uh-oh, what are we contrasting now?
Well, we've been talking about the bustling markets, the energy of the city.
Right, the heart of it all.
Exactly. But our sources also mentioned this other side of Casablanca.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like this relaxed, almost beachy vibe.
Ah, you're talking about the Ain Diab Corniche.
That's the one. What is that exactly?
Okay, imagine this. You've spent the day in the Habous Quarter, all the sights, the sounds.
Yeah, I can practically smell those spices now.
Exactly. So now you need a change of pace.
Okay, I'm following.
The Corniche is a breath of fresh air, literally. It's this beautiful coastal promenade stretching along the Atlantic.
So wait, I can go from haggling for spices in a crowded market to relaxing by the ocean in a matter of minutes.
That's Casablanca for you. It's all about contrasts.
That's wild. I love it. Okay, so the Corniche, what's it like? Give me the details.
Okay, so picture this. Cafes, restaurants, beach clubs, all overlooking the water.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
It is very laid back, especially in the evening. The sunsets there are incredible.
Wow, I can see why people rave about it.
Oh yeah, it's a favorite for both locals and tourists.
Makes sense. Who wouldn't want to experience that? You know, with all this talk of a modern, vibrant city, I have to ask,
What's that?
does it ever feel like, well, Casablanca? Like the Casablanca from the movies?
It's funny you should mention that because you can actually find a little piece of that old Hollywood magic.
Really? Do tell.
There's a replica of Rick's Cafe.
No way! Get out! They have a replica.
They do. It's quite the experience. All the ambiance, the piano music.
Wow, so they really went all out.
Well, they did. But as cool as it is to step back in time.
You have to remember, it's not the real deal.
Exactly. The real Casablanca, it's so much more than a movie set.
Right. It's a living, breathing city.
A city that's constantly evolving, writing its own story.
And that story is a fascinating one.
It really is. You know, it makes you think about how we see a place versus how it really is.
Totally. Like we come in with these preconceived notions.
But then you experience the energy, the diversity, the contrast.
And you realize there's so much more to discover beyond the surface.
Absolutely. And that's what makes exploring a place like Casablanca so rewarding.
Well said. So for those of our listeners who are now adding Casablanca to their travel bucket lists,
Welcome to the club.
what's the one thing they should keep in mind when they go? What's the one thing they should keep in mind when they go?
Oh, that's easy. Go with an open mind.
Open mind, okay?
Yeah, and an open heart, too. Let Casablanca surprise you.
I like that.
Don't just see the sights. Really experience them, you know, taste the food, talk to the locals.
Immerse yourself in it all.
Exactly. You never know what you might discover. A hidden courtyard, the best mint tea you've ever had, a conversation that changes your perspective.
Those are the best travel moments.
Absolutely. The ones you never see coming.
Speaking of things you never see coming, our source describes Casablanca as a symbol of transformation.
Transformation, yeah.
Not just for Morocco, but maybe for us as travelers too.
That's an interesting thought, you know, because Casablanca really does embrace change. It thrives on that tension between old and new.
And when you open yourself up to that.
It could be transformative. Yeah, it makes you question your own assumptions, your perspective on things.
So it's like Casablanca saying, come, get lost a little, find yourself.
Exactly. It's an invitation to explore not just the city, but maybe a different side of yourself too.
I love that. Well, on that note, we've covered a lot of ground today. From towering mosques to hidden alleyways, bustling markets to serene coastlines.
Casablanca's got it all.
It really does. And it seems like the biggest takeaway here is that it's more than just a destination. It's an experience, one that stays with you long after you've left.
Absolutely. And one that hopefully inspires you to keep exploring, keep discovering those hidden gems, both in the world and in yourself.
Beautifully said. And with that, we'll leave you with this thought. If you could visit one place that embodies this spirit of transformation, where would it be, and what would you hope to find there?